So there is one country which makes every other country agree to it. So US is the most seductive and powerful culture. Okay, most seductive means it is able to influence, it is able to attract. Magnetic attraction है US culture की तरफ दूसरे लोगों का. That is the kind of influence US has culturally over the world. So soft power is the ability to persuade rather than coerce. Meaning of soft power? Capacity to manufacture consent and the ability to persuade rather than coerce. So US soft power hegemon है. कैसे? It won over Soviet Union, created generational divide. Generations में divide हो गई because of US, क्योंकि जो पहली generation थी, not only in Soviet Union, in other countries also, जो पहली generations थी, they used to follow their own culture. But as the world progressed, as new generations came up, they started following the Western culture. Western culture की जब हम बात करते हैं, तब हम Italian या German या Japanese culture नहीं सोच रहे होते हैं. जब हम Western culture की बात करते हैं, तब हम US की ही बात कर रहे होते हैं. We are talking about the US culture. Britishers ruled over us for so long, but still their culture did not influence us as much as the US culture has influenced us. Britishers gave us language, but we find many words in our English today which are pronounced just like the US way. So Cold War era economy was capitalist. Most of the countries were following the capitalist economy. So even though Soviet Union was there, but still the capitalist economy was dominating at that time as well. That was the influence of the culture over other countries, of US culture over other countries. Example of US domination as soft power. ये तो आपको पढ़ के ही समझ में आ गया होगा. सबसे बड़ा एग्जाम्पल इज ब्लू जीन्स. आप लोग घर बैठ के आधे से ज्यादा बच्चे अभी ब्लू जीन्स पहन के बैठे हैं. किसी के दिमाग में कभी आता है कि ब्लू जीन्स इज कम टू अस फ्रॉम यूएसए? वी हैव ट्राइड टू मॉडिफाई इट अकॉर्डिंग टू अस. कभी किसी ने छोटी कर ली है, फाड़ ली है, कुर्ते के साथ पहन के बैठे हो या फिर टी शर्ट के साथ पहन के बैठे हो. इट इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग दैट यू हैव मॉडिफाइड इट अकॉर्डिंग टू योर कल्चर. बट this has come to us from the United States. Hollywood movies, English movies ज़्यादा देखते हैं बच्चे other than Hindi movies. You know so much about the English stars. You know Avengers and all those superhero movies. हम लोग के time पे या in the olden times this was not so prevalent. English music has become so prevalent. Every new English singers are coming and people are listening to them. They are becoming more and more famous. They come to India also, have shows. And you see the kind of crowd people go and see it. खाने में the most effective cultural influence, food, McDonald's. Each one of you sitting there listening to this video must have seen a McDonald's and I'm sure must have eaten something from McDonald's as well. So McDonald's, this whole system is called as McDonaldization of a generation. We are so used to McDonald's. KFC, for those who love chicken, you must have been to KFC too. Then there is Burger King, then there are so many other things also which are there, which are all given to us by United States. And then like I already told you, the language. The kind of slangs that we use, the colloquial language, colloquial English that we speak in, all that has come from USA. British did not give us that. That has come from the hey bro. That kind of like, hey bro, what are you doing? Those kind of language that you speak, that has all come from USA. So look around you. Notice what all reminds you of US hegemony. Sitting in your own house, looking inside in your own room, you will find a number of things which are dominated over us by the US, or which are given to us, let us use a better word, which are given to us by the US. And in that way, US has established its hegemony over us. So that these are the three ways in which US establishes hegemony. Military, which is very, very important for a world to run. Economy, because without that there can be no trade, no import export, no development. There also US is the strongest. And culture, where countries are losing their own culture because they are getting influenced by the culture of the West. West here is US. Our next topic is constraints on US power. Constraints मतलब रुकावटें, कि US power को क्या चीजें हैं जो रोक सकती हैं, जो उसे stop कर सकती हैं. History tells us that empires decline because they decay from within. किसी भी चीज़ जब चीज़ सड़ने लगती है या डिके होने लगती है, ख़त्म होने लगती है, तो उसका मेन रीज़न ये होता है कि वो अंदर ही अंदर खोखली होती चली जा रही है. It starts to disintegrate within itself. We have studied this in Soviet Union also. When Soviet Union disintegrated, it happened because it started to decay, it started to stagnate within itself. Outside forces से तो हम फिर भी लड़ लेते हैं. But when it starts to decay inside, then things start to stop growing. Okay, so the same thing can happen with the US hegemony. It is not happening. हो नहीं रहा है, पर हो सकता है. ये 3 चीजें जो हम पढ़ेंगे, these things can put a restraint, can stop US from becoming too hegemonic. Okay, first thing is system of checks and balance. Checks and balance means there is somebody who keeps a check on the working of the US, especially when it comes to its military power. If there is nobody who puts a check on the US military power, then the US military power will become dictatorial. It will start becoming authoritative over the people. So there is a system of checks and balances which keeps a check and which balances the government in such a manner that the military does not become overpowering. And that is the division of power between the 3 branches of government. Like in India, we have the executive, we have the legislature, and we have the judiciary. All executive and legislature are responsible for each other. And judiciary is independent because judiciary keeps a check on the working of the executive and the legislature. So similarly, there are these 3 branches of government which keep a check on the military power of USA, that the USA should not overimpose its military power over the rest of the world. Second thing is open and free society. The American society is very free and open. The media is very open. It does not have too many restrictions. And so it easily imposes a perspective on public opinion. It tells the public what is actually happening inside the government. It gives them a clear picture. And the public has a right to give its opinion. You see, there are so many jokes on Donald Trump. Every day you get some or the other meme, some or the other WhatsApp message talking about Donald Trump. So that is how it is a free society, and that kind of a control is put on the working of the government in the United States. Third is NATO and allies. In the first chapter, we have studied about NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization. So the countries which are members of NATO, you can go back to your first chapter and check. The countries which are member of NATO, they moderate the exercise of American power. They keep an eye on how America is working, and they moderate the power of America. They keep a check on the hegemon. Okay, they don't let him go beyond a certain limit. Now we come to a very important topic of this chapter, that is India's relation with the US. Since the Cold War, or during the Cold War also, India's relationship with US has been up and down. Okay, because it was with USSR that India was more friendly. And after the disintegration also, India was more friendly with Russia. So during Cold War, like I said, India had close relations with USSR. After disintegration, India was friendless because as Soviet Union disintegrated and it did not have good relations with US. India wanted to liberalize its economy and integrate its economy with the global world. Okay, so these were the 3 things that India wanted to do. It wanted a friend because it had become friendless. It wanted to liberalize its economy and also integrate it with global economy. So for this, India started a very impressive policy. Okay, and it gave attractive economic partner for US and other countries. It became an attractive economic partner for US and other countries. It developed an impressive policy which resulted in growth in economy, and it became an attractive partner for US and other countries. So these countries now started eyeing India. So they felt that it was a good market for them also to progress and have some growth in their economy. Seeing this only, and the relationship that India developed with USA over the years, Barack Obama, the president of USA, had said that India has a defining relationship of 21st century. India and US share a defining relationship of the 21st century. because India is really working hard on developing a good relation with USA. Alright, now let us see the new factors in Indo-US relationship. How recently how it is developing. The major place where US is developing good relationship with India is technology. So there is a technological dimension and there is an Indian American diaspora. Many Indians are going for work to America, and we also have Americans opening up MNCs etc. in India and starting jobs here. You have seen how for Google or for Facebook or Microsoft, all the heads there, the CEOs and the directors etc., they are mostly Indian origin people. We keep getting messages regarding that. So that is the diaspora which has traveled, which has studied in India, which has lived in India, born in India, but it has traveled to America and now is working there. Both these terms, technological dimension and the Indian American diaspora, are both interrelated. Why are they interrelated? Because most of the Indian people who go to America, they go in the technology field only. Okay, in the field of computers etc., software and all. We have some examples, like US absorbs 65% of India's software exports. So the software companies, they eye USA only because USA absorbs 65. See how good our software is. Then 35% of Boeing staff, the airplane staff there, technical staff is Indian. 300,000 Indians work in Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley, that place where most of the internet goes from. 15% high-tech startups in America are done by Indian Americans. So that is how the new generation is, making a place for itself in America. Next is that whether India should have a relationship with USA or not. It is India's choice. The analysts, the experts, foreign policy experts, they give their views on whether India should have a relationship with USA or not. Should it choose to have a relationship with USA? We have three views. First view is for the military analysts. They fear, इनको डर लगता है, इनको closeness से डर लगता है. इनको लगता है कि we should remain aloof. हमें Washington DC, USA capital, हमें Washington DC से दूर रहना चाहिए. We should focus on increasing our own national power. We should try and increase our own national and military power than to be dependent or than to be close to USA. Second set of analysis, the historical analysis. They believe that this is a historic opportunity. ये बहुत बड़ी opportunity है. And we should make the most of it. We should make the most of this opportunity and try to, increase and improve our relationship with USA. They feel that opposing USA, जो कि इतना बड़ा power है, it is such a big hegemon, opposing USA is futile, is useless. The third world analysis, they believe that India should lead a coalition of countries from developing world. Developing world है हमारा, India and the neighboring countries, we are all called the developing world. So these people feel that India should develop a good relationship and form a coalition, form a group of all these developing world. उससे क्या होगा, ये पूरा developing world, ये पूरा third world जो है वो बहुत powerful हो जाएगा. And this way we will be able to dominate over the hegemon and we will be able to remove this hegemon from dominating over us. ये सोचते हैं कुछ लोग, कुछ analysis ये सोचते हैं. So these are the three choices which India has to choose. As of now we see that India has chosen the second point and it is trying to make good relations with USA. We have some examples for that also. There may be many more visits and many more agreements signed. But there are few examples that I have given you here. In 2006, there was an agreement on nuclear energy which was signed by the US President and India's Prime Minister. This was done to meet India's growing energy needs. Okay, so India signed an agreement with USA. In 2013-14, there were bilateral trade between the countries which was worth billions of dollars. 2014, US Secretary of State Mr. John Kerry, he visited India to step up cooperation in skill upgrade and infrastructure development and also in science and technology. September 2014, Prime Minister Modi visited USA. Remember? He had gone there. He was given a very grand welcome. He went there to discuss various issues with United States. In February 2020, 2020, recently, very recently, we saw Donald Trump, the president of USA, visiting India. And he too visited India to develop relationships and to discuss various issues. So write these down in your notebooks. Write the whole flowcharts, all these flowcharts that have been given to you. Write them down in your notebooks. When you come to school, these should be written in your notebooks. So these are the recent developments that happened between India and USA. Now the last topic that we have is, how can hegemony be overcome? Everybody wants to overcome this hegemony. Everybody wants that they should also be recognized in the world. And so there are again 3-4 ways in which hegemony can be overcome. First is, no single power can balance US militarily. So there is no power that can balance US militarily, and we have discussed this in military power also. There are countries like India, China, Russia, they have this power that they can, if they get together if they make a group, then they will be able to challenge US military. But because of their own differences, they are not able to do that. Next way is bandwagon strategy. Bandwagon is when you are driving, if you have seen that sometimes in the car, you have a wagon up behind to carry things. Or you have seen something like tractors. Tractors have a wagon behind. So that is that they are carrying those things with them. So the tractor is moving in front and that wagon is coming behind them. That is the bandwagon strategy. So what does this mean? It is wise to take the hegemon into trade. You work with the hegemon and you follow the hegemon wherever he goes. तो वो आगे आगे चल रहा है, आप उसके पीछे पीछे चल रहे हैं. जो वो कर रहा है वो आप कर रहे हैं. That is the bandwagon strategy. So it is wise to take advantage of hegemony in trade, technology, investment, etc. to operate within the hegemonic system than opposing it. तो आप जहां वो मुड़ रहा है वहां पर आपका भी वैगन मुड़ता चला जा रहा है, आप उसके साथ साथ चलते जा रहे हैं. That is the bandwagon strategy. Okay. Third type is hide strategy. मतलब आप जो मेन बंदा है, जो मेन कंट्री है, उससे आप जितना दूर रह सकते हैं उतना दूर रहिए. Don't go near it also. So don't do what that person is doing. Don't come in front of that person. Stay away as far as possible. You don't make him angry. Don't antagonize him. Don't anger him. And don't try to come in its way. Hide yourself from them. So that is hide strategy. But this is not possible for big states like China, Russia, or other groups like the European Union. They are so big that whatever they do, it will come out in the open. How can you hide yourself from another country? So this becomes a little difficult. Another way which people feel you can help in resisting the hegemony is resistance from non-states. So this is something which is still feasible. NGOs, public opinions, media, artists, writers, they can still put a restriction on the hegemony. Because this is very important for anybody to stay in power. If the public is not with you, if the media is not with you, then how will the country stay in power? So this is something, this point is something which can help in overcoming hegemony. Previous hegemons, you can note these down. These are not part of your textbook, but just for your information, we have given you here that who were these previous hegemons before United States. But till now, from 1991 till date, USA is the unchallenged hegemon. There are alternate powers like China, ASEAN, EU and South Asia which exist and which may challenge the US hegemony, but till date, nothing of like that has happened. You will study about these alternate centers of power in your next chapter. Thank you.